You probably remember the Red Wedding, the moment when Game of Thrones shattered our hearts and shocked the world. But what if I told you that George R.R. Martin didn't invent that scene? He simply borrowed from reality, from real betrayals that were even more brutal than fiction. Across history, royal families, political tyrants, and noble clans have staged massacres disguised as celebrations, turning feasts into funerals and weddings into war zones. The result? Power was seized, dynasties collapsed, and blood ran through banquet halls. These weren't isolated incidents, they were masterclasses in deception and brutality. And Martin knew that truth would hit harder than fantasy ever could. Today, we uncover 5 real-life massacres so twisted, they make Westeros look merciful. From Scotland to Nazi Germany, prepare to be horrified and fascinated. Because when it comes to betrayal, history did it first, and did it bloodier. 1. The Black Dinner, Scotland, 1440. A 16-year-old Scottish king invites the powerful Douglas clan for a feast. Everything seems fine until a black bull's head, symbolizing death, is slammed on the table. The 2 young Douglas boys, just 16 and 10, are dragged outside and beheaded without trial. Sound familiar? It should. This exact moment inspired the Red Wedding. In Martin's words, history is full of horrific events. All I did was borrow. Visualize a roaring hall, a bloody execution, and terrified noblemen watching in silence. 2. The Night of the Long Knives, Nazi Germany, 1934. Hitler's own version of betrayal. In just one night, the SS executed over 85 of Hitler's political rivals and allies in a sweeping purge. Friends, commanders, even his old war buddies were caught off guard and gunned down. Martin's ruthless Lannisters? They echo this moment perfectly. The false sense of peace, the sudden bloodshed, the calculated message. This wasn't war. It was a message in red ink. Loyalty means nothing to ambition. 3. The Massacre at Glencoe, Scotland, 1692. The MacDonald clan hosted British soldiers with open arms. For 2 weeks they fed, housed, and drank with them. But orders came from the crown. Kill every MacDonald under 70. At 5 a.m., their so-called guests rose and slaughtered their hosts in their sleep. 38 were killed, and many more froze to death trying to flee. Echoing the betrayal of guest rights in Westeros, this is hospitality turned horror. A betrayal so infamous, it became legend. The Macedonian Wedding Massacre, 337 BC. At the wedding of Cleopatra of Macedon, Alexander the Great's political rivals plotted to seize power. But before they could act, Alexander's men slaughtered them in a surprise ambush, a massacre disguised as celebration. Blood spilled across the dance floors. Thrones and power struggles, assassination under the veil of festivity. Sound familiar? This is ancient Westeros. The Game of Thrones began long before Westeros ever existed. Femte Street Bartholomew's Day Massacre, France, 1572. During a royal wedding meant to unite Catholics and Protestants, thousands of Protestant guests were instead butchered in the streets of Paris. The King and Queen Mother gave the order. Nearly 10,000 people were killed in just a few days. It was meant to be peace, unity, a new beginning. But it turned into one of history's bloodiest religious betrayals. George Martin didn't invent political murder hidden in celebration. He just made us watch it on HBO. History doesn't need dragons to be terrifying. These 5 real-life massacres prove that betrayal, ambition, and bloodshed have always shaped our world, even before Game of Thrones. From royal feasts turned deadly to political purges that rewrote nations, the truth behind these events is more shocking than fiction. If this video opened your eyes to the dark corners of history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more stories that connect the past to the present. Drop a comment below. What moment shocked you the most? Until next time, stay curious. And remember, history always has a twist.